Hello, everybody. Today we're going to be reading Chapter 3 Karma Yoga. This is part 2, so we're going to be going or actually starting from 23. So, actually, I finished 23, so we're starting from 24. Let's start. If I did not perform prescribed duties, all these worlds would be put into renunciation. It would be the cause of creating unwanted population, and if thereby destroy the peace of all living beings. As as the ignorant perform their duties with attachment results, the learned may similarly act, but without attachment for the sake of leading people on the right path, so as not to disturb the minds of ignorant men attached to the fruitive results of prescribed duties. A learned person should not induce them to stop work. Rather, by working in the spirit of devotion, he should engage them in all sorts of activities for the gradual development of Krishna consciousness. The spirit soul, bewildered by the influence of false ego, thinks himself the doer of activities that are in actually carried out by the three modes of material nature. Text 28. One who is in knowledge of the absolute truth, almighty armed, does not engage himself in the senses and sense gratification, knowing well the differences between work in devotion and work for fruitive results. Bewildered by the modes of material nature, the the ignorant fully engage themselves in the material activities and become attached, but the wise should not unsettle them, although these duties are inferior due to the performance lack of knowledge. Therefore, O Arjuna, surrendering all your works unto me, with full knowledge of me, without desires for profit, with no claims to proprietorship, and free from lethargy, fight. Those persons who execute their duties according to my injunctions, and who follow this teaching faithfully, without envy, become free from the bondage of fruitive actions. But those out of envy disregard these teachings and do not follow them regularly are to be considered bereft of all knowledge, befooled and ruined into their endeavors for perfection. Even a man of knowledge acts according to his own nature, for everyone follows the nature he has acquired from the three modes of what can repression accomplish. There are principles to regulate attachment and aversion pertaining to the senses and their objects. One should not come under the control of such attachment and aversion because they're stumbling blocks on the path of self realization. It is far better to discharge one's prescribed duties, even though failurely, than others' duties perfectly. Destruction in the course of performing one's own duty is better than engaging in another's duties, for to follow another's path is dangerous. Arjuna said, O descendant of Vrishni, by what is one impelled to sinful acts, even unwillingly as if engaged by force? The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, it is lust only, Arjuna, which is born of contact with the material mode of passion, and later transformed into wrath, and which is the all devouring sinful enemy of this world. As fire is covered by smoke, as a mirror is covered by dust, and as an embryo is covered by the womb, the living entity is similarly covered by different degrees of this lust. Thus, as the wise living entity's pure consciousness becomes covered by his eternal enemy in the form of lust, which is never satisfied and which burns like fire. The senses the mind, and the intelligence are sitting places of this lust. Through them, the lust covers the real knowledge of living entity and bewilders him. Therefore, O Arjuna, best of Bhartas, in the very beginning, curb this great symbol of sin, lust, by regulating the senses, and slay this destroyer of knowledge and self realization. The working senses are superior to dull matter. Mind is higher than the senses. Intelligence is still higher than the mind, and he, the soul, is even higher than the intelligence. Thus, knowing oneself to be transcendental to the material senses, mind, and intelligence, O mighty armed Arjuna, one should steady the mind by deliberate spiritual intelligence, Krishna consciousness, and thus, by spiritual strength, conquer this insatiable enemy known as lust. Hare Krishna. Subscribe to our channel, like our videos, share them with anybody you like, and see you next time. Bye.